What's up, everybody? And tonight I want to talk about Crystals of Zaleth by Obvious Mimic. They sent me a free copy of the PDF. If you don't know what it is, it's a solo Dungeons and Dragons adventure for 5e. So what I mean by solo is you play it without any DM. It's just you and the adventure. That's it. So you don't need a group. You don't need a DM. You play it by yourself. And some people might be like, well, why would you play D&D by yourself? Well, if you can't find a group, or you just it's like 2 weeks or a week until your next game night, and you just got that itch, man. You want to play some D&D. Well, solo adventuring. Let me adjust this angle a little bit. Solo adventuring just might scratch that itch until game night. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, so who is it by? It's by Obvious Mimic. If you don't know who they are, go check them out. You can find their site online. They have several products. They have another solo adventure called Wolves of Langston, and I think they're doing a Kickstarter for a third adventure. I think the Kickstarter's for like a pirate-themed adventure, I think. So check those out as well, especially if you're really into solo adventures. I think they have some other things on their site as well. So what is it? Crystals of Zaleth, like I said, it's a solo adventure. It's for Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Their site says, the Crystals of Zaleth is a solo adventure of exploration, discovery, and survival that works with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So, I played through the whole thing before sitting down talking about it. And it was fun. It was fun. Some people might be like, nah, you got to play with a group. You got to play with other people. You got to have a DM, all this. Listen, it was a fun play. So nerf all that nonsense. You dig what I'm saying? It's a jungle adventure. And yeah, there is exactly what it said. Exploration, there's discovery, survival. Yeah. I died a couple times. Okay, I'm just going to admit that right up front. I died a couple times. So I definitely had fun playing it. And I want to say a big thank you to Obvious Mimic because one, they sent me the PDF free so I could do a review for y'all, but also because they're the first company to work with me, and thank y'all for giving me the opportunity. You dig what I'm saying? Now, Obvious Mimic did provide me the free copy, but I am going to give y'all an honest review. Good, the bad, everything. So, buckle up. Let's talk about it, okay? Especially if you're into solo 5e Dungeons & Dragons and stuff. When I started playing it, or right before I first started playing it, I got thinking, I've played like one, I don't know, maybe two solo role-playing games before. They were all right, you know what I mean? Like you get a little fun out of it. So I really didn't know how this was gonna be. Was it really gonna be fun? Because solo adventuring, it's a little bit like choose your own adventure books, you dig, from back in the day. But I gave it a shot, and I'll be honest. After playing Crystals of Zaleth, I'm down to play some more solo 5e. I am. I bought their Wolves of Langston adventure, so I'm going to play through that as well. But so yeah, after playing this, I'm cool with some solo adventuring. You know what I mean? I'm the DM for my group, so I don't get to play, but I'm not one of those people like, oh, I'd like to play more. No, I like being the DM, but I did like playing through Crystals of Zaleth. I did like playing through that, and So it really got me thinking about solo adventuring, and that it's kind of cool, man. So if you haven't tried it and you're like, ah, nah, man, that's not for me, dude, try it out. Try it out, man. I think when I picked up Wolves of Langston, the PDF, I don't know, was it the PDF? I don't know. I got it from Amazon. And when I got it from Amazon, I think it was only $10. You know what I mean? So try it out. You know, and well, let me get into it a little more, and you can decide for yourself at the end if it's something that sounds interesting to you. You dig what I'm saying? So first off, let's talk about some of the strong points for Crystals of Zaleth. The art, okay, it's a beautiful looking PDF, beautiful looking book. I think they're printing up some soft covers now, and I think they're, yeah, I don't know if they're currently available. I don't know. I know that they're either printing up soft covers or they've already printed them, and they're coming out. But you can buy the PDF right on the Obvious Mimic website. But the art is amazing, and there's art all through the book. You got half page, full page, even smaller pieces, and you got art of magic items. You got art of the NPCs. You got art of monsters. You got art of the temples and like landscapes and stuff. So a lot of great art all through the book. So it really looks fantastic. I got to pick on him a little bit, though. You got a female main character. I think her name is. I have a hard. I'm not even sure how to pronounce her name. It's Rija, Rija. I think it was. Man, I just played whole adventure alongside this character, and I'm not even sure how to say her name. I'm terrible, dude. I'm terrible. So, yeah, I think it's Rija. I could be wrong on that. Rija, something like that. Yeah, I believe it's Rija. Probably should have written that down. Yeah, Rija. However you pronounce that. Rija, whatever. Anyway, so you have a female NPC. She's a main character that you're going to be adventuring alongside. And, y'all are going into a jungle. She knows that she's adventuring in the jungle, and she's wearing like a cut-off shirt. Things that crack me up. But character looks cool. Especially I should say this up front. I'm not going to do any spoilers in this review. No spoilers. So certain details and stuff that would kind of give away the story or things like that, I'm going to cut that. But there's a picture of her standing there, and she's got a wicked cool belt on. And that picture is definitely mad cool. Mad cool. So, I have the picture, but my screen's not big enough to show it to you. And I'm not cool enough to have like the half screen and being able to show my computer screen at the bottom. I'm not that cool. Anyway, so the art is pretty rad. And like I said, it doesn't require a DM. You don't need a DM. You don't need a dungeon master running the game for you. It's just you and the book, dice, and another great thing is you make the character that you want to play. You don't have to run a pre-generated character or anything like that. You make the character. I made a Elven cleric, I think. Yeah, Elven cleric. and I made it through the adventure. I was level 1, made it through the adventure. I well, I did die a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, I did die. Yeah, there was one point where like a lizard the size of a house cat went all ferocious on my face and ripped me to bits. But we're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're not going to talk about that because that was bad. That was bad. I died to a lizard. Anyway, yeah. So you don't need a DM to run the game for you, and that's great because I mean if you want to just sit on your lunch break at work and just play a little Dungeons and Dragons, look a little kooky, rolling some dice, but you don't care, do it, man. Do it. Like I said, you get to make your own character and run it through. The writing pulled me into the story, you know, and I thought they did a really good job at, you know, it did have that kind of choose your own adventure thing where, you know, there's numbered readings, and you know, if you do such and such, go to reading number whatever, but if you skip that and you go down the hall and you go to this door, go to this other reading. It did have that, and they did it really well, and it went really smooth. There was maybe one or two spots where I might have had a hiccup, and if you have the PDF, the readings are hyperlinked, so you can just click that and it'll jump you right to the reading that you're supposed to read. And I think there was like only one or two times where I clicked like a hyperlink and it brought me to the wrong reading, but I might have like an older PDF because I got this like months ago, so maybe they've updated that and fixed any kind of, you know, hyperlinks that were off. But the writing pulled me into the story, and even at the climax, like I felt the climax. So yeah, the writing pulled me in, and it's not just a choose your own adventure book. Okay, you make a 5e character and you do 5e things. Like you do combat, and I wrote down some of the things I did. So I did skill checks, I did short rest, long rest, I did a dex saving throw, I got inspiration points, I did combat, I died a couple times, I used a racial ability, dark vision, I got magic items, I even got poisoned, which really stunk. Yeah, that didn't help me out in that that part of the game. So yeah, you do 5e stuff. It's not just a choose your own adventure book, okay? So don't be thinking. Sorry, man, I'm dying a little bit. Oh, so it's not just a, you know, choose your own adventure book, you know, set in a fantasy land. It's a, you know, a 5e choose your own adventure book. You're gonna do 5e stuff. You dig? Okay. Sorry, man. Anyway, and there's cool things throughout it too, cause like, sorry. There's cool things throughout it too, cause like there's a ration system on page 73 that I'm totally gonna steal and put into my game, my Tuesday night game. Totally stealing it, cause like in my game, I don't keep track of like when the characters last ate or drank, and you know they have rations on their sheet, but you know they never get used. It's one more thing to track. You know, if we got to be like, oh, did you guys eat today? You know what I mean? But the ration system that they use in this, you know, it's part of the whole survival thing. But the ration system, it's on page 73 of the PDF, or page 73 of the book. it ties rations to short rests and long rests, and that's pretty cool. And I'm totally gonna use that in my game on Tuesday nights. And so, looking over some of my notes here, and and of course there's like magic items in it that you can use in your game, and there's even advice for game masters if they want to bring in a player that has already gone through Crystals of Zaleth, and so they can keep their stuff that they found during the adventure. Or like if a character did Crystals of Zaleth during some downtime. So there's guidance on that. There's also where did I write it? Where did I write it? Oh no. Man, I should be better at this. Anyway, and if you're wondering, man, you know, so how many choices am I gonna make, dude? I wrote down my like choices and writings and or readings, and I did like I think over 200 of them. Like, yeah, over 200. So one, you're gonna make a lot of choices, or make a lot of choices and do a lot of checks and do a lot of this, do a lot of that, but also there's a lot of content in that book. It's not like something you knock out in 30 minutes. No, this is like a full game session, okay? It collectively, it probably took me, I'd say, if I was conservative, 4 hours, but honestly, it felt more like 5, possibly more. So, I mean, there's a lot of content here. And Obvious Mimic, let's talk a little bit about that, okay? Because, like, I have a posting schedule, and I told people that I was going to play through this in a week. And, yeah, you pack so much content into this book, put so much value into this book that, I didn't get it done in a week, man. You put me behind schedule. Thanks. You know what I mean? Just poking a little fun, but yeah, there's a lot of content in this book, and it took me probably a good, I'm gonna say 5 hours to play through the whole thing. It probably took a little more than that, but I'm gonna say a rough estimate, 5 hours. So there's that stuff. Also, there's a DM pack. Okay, so you remember you don't need a DM. You don't use a DM for you essentially are your own DM when you play this. But on the Obvious Mimic website, there is a free DM pack that you can use with Crystals of Zaleth, okay? And it has maps, and it has tokens, and it turns your solo experience a little more into a regular tabletop gaming night, if that's what you want to do. You don't have to use the DM pack. I didn't use the DM pack, and I played through it and I had a blast. But if you want to, you can get that. I think it has some background music or something with it too, which is cool, man. Just these little extras that they throw in there. And I mean, if you're gonna get Crystals of Zaleth, you might as well get the DM pack, because even if you don't use it for the game, it comes with maps, right? And if you role play in a fantasy setting at all, you can always use more maps. You dig what I'm saying? Plus, it's free. If you've already bought the Crystals of Zaleth PDF, you might as well get the DM pack for free. You dig? Anyway, so yeah, the DM pack. So those are just some of my strong points that I have written down about it. It was fun to play. The climax, like I really felt the climax. The end baddie that was cool. There was some things that happened that I didn't foresee happening. Twisty. You dig? But all right. So let's talk about some of the things that, because I want to be. I want to be, balanced in this. I don't want to just be like, oh, everything's super great, and like, kind of sideline the things that I thought, you know, you dig what I'm saying? Um, so the first thing, like, this might not be a thing for you guys, but it's a thing for me because I'm a dad, so I'm mindful of these things. But there was a little bit of adult language in it. Okay. Now, like I said, for other people, that's not an issue. Okay. I'm a dad. I notice these things. And of course, Crystal Zaleth it's not a product that's written for children anyway. So people are like, why are you even bringing it up? But yes, I did notice there was a little bit of adult language, and the only well, I noticed it because it's a little bit of adult language, but I also noticed it because I really don't like the phrase "God damn it." I really don't like that phrase. But in one of the readings, because D&D happens in like a kind of like a polytheistic pagan society type thing, one of the characters says, "God's damn it." And I had never heard someone use the plural before. That was different, like, character correct, I it's correct for the character and setting. But yeah, so I noticed that everybody else is probably like, who cares? But I do notice these things. There's So another thing is, obviously you're not getting the group experience. You're not getting the, making memories with friends and stuff. But you know that going into this product. You know that this is a solo adventure. Okay? So you know that you're not you know that this product isn't promising you that experience, but just know that you're not going to get that experience. It's not going to be the same as playing with friends. But if you're buying this product, you already know that going into it. But I mean, I just want to state the obvious. This is a solo adventure. Okay, so you're playing a solo. And so you expect that experience. Um, there was one more thing, and this might be just me being a little nitpicky. Okay, just a little nitpicky. There's times where it felt like the NPCs outshined me. Okay, and I mean, I get it. Sometimes an NPC is gonna do something cool, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the NPC's got some moves. You dig? But there's just times where it just felt like, man, it would have been cooler if I got to do that, or if my character, did this cool thing, or was the one that ended that thing. But it could have also been the choices that I made in the game too, because I didn't play through every reading, so maybe if I chose different choices, maybe my character was the one that would get to do those things. I don't know, but at least the path that I went down, the NPCs did some cool things that I was like, man, feels like they kind of outshined me a little bit. Like, ooh, dang, dog, you know. But you know, uh, it could have been just my choices in the game, man. Maybe if I chose different choices, maybe I would have been the one that did the cool thing. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't read every possible option, you dig? But I just felt outshined at a spot or two. Okay, you know. But yeah, that might be my ego talking too. I want my character to look cool. Um. Anyway, so here's the bottom line. One, thank you to Obvious Mimic. Y'all are rad for sending me a free copy to do a review, and thank you for giving me that opportunity. And to all the D&D players out there, if you're looking for a solo adventure, and what I've told you over the course of this review has piqued your interest, then head over to Obvious Mimic and check it out for yourself and see if, hey, maybe this might be something for you. You dig? And maybe a jungle survival adventure is not what you're looking for, but you want to do like a mystery adventure. I think that's what Wolves of Langston is. That's also by Obvious Mimic. That's on their website. Or you want to do like a pirate adventure, and that's their new Kickstarter. So maybe you want to go over there, check those things out. All right. And if you're a DM and you don't get to play often, and so you're kind of looking at this product, not only do you get to play through it, but there's ideas. There's ideas, ideas for items, ideas for little systems. Like I said, the ration system, I'm stealing that for my game. So if you're a DM, there's a few things in there for you too. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's what I got for you. Once again, it's Crystals of Zaleth by Obvious Mimic. At least go over to Obvious Mimic and check it out. And until next time, grab some friends and roll some dice, bruh.